right, welcome to Mid-Atlantic Breakdown, Episode 2. Reagan, how you doing?
Doing wonderful. How are
Did you
you?
have a good weekend?
Yeah, I guess. I had a long one, so that was nice. I watched some Bigfoot shows and some Mid-South. So pretty good weekend in my estimation, that's a good weekend. So
Oh, there you go. I went to the ICW show in Elizabeth, Tennessee. Just trying to keep an eye on things. I want to see how Jukebox Jackie's doing out there. See, she did not come to the last Ivanhoe show, which, oh, by the way, I need to let everybody know the February 1st Ivan show has been postponed. They are going to they're going to get another date. Hopefully, they're shooting for February 8th, but I do not know for sure. We will let you know right here as soon as we know. So, but it has been postponed. I was given no reason why, but I'm sure it probably has something to do with Jackie, Jukebox Jackie. I don't know. I'm sure she's not doing something right. I'm telling you, and I'm not just trying to be mean. I'm telling you, I think she's distracted. You know, it may be a man. I don't know. Maybe men. I don't know. But all I know is that I was told in Tennessee that they're working on getting a new date for the February 1st Ivanhoe show. So that's all I know right now. Keep an eye on AWF Mid Atlantic for more information.
well, that's a shame because we had a lot of people from the AIWF coming to that show. So that's unfortunate. So hopefully they can get that scheduled and we can get things rolling up there with the combo shows.
Yes, I'm really excited about that because I think it's going to be real good for all the AIWF fans and ICW fans. I'm sure they've picked up one or two up there. So
I don't know why you always have to agitate people. It's so much nicer in your life to say nice things and to be nice to people and to say positive things. It just makes your life so much easier and just better, and people actually want to be around you when you act like that.
I
So
asked you how your weekend went.
that's the bare minimum. And then you have to go into insulting a woman from Tennessee. So
Well, you know what? I tell you, let's get on with the Mid Atlantic breakdown. That's what people come to watch. All right. I want to talk to you about something this week. Let's break down Mickey Fulp. You want to?
I mean, he's in seems to be in limbo right now. So yeah, I mean, if I know Seth is your right hand person, your right hand man, I guess. Um, you know, I think he feels like he might be in limbo right now with Mickey Fulp. So, do you have some insight on it?
Well, let me tell you. Here's the thing about Mickey Fulp is I'm beginning to wonder if even Mickey Fulp knows what Mickey Fulp we're getting at each show. And I'm not trying to be mean because I like Mickey. He was on his way to great things if he had just listened to Seth Burns and I know you're gonna take this wrong way, but not let the woman get in the way. I think he could have freaking who knows, he could have been a world champion again. But the thing about Mickey is he's young and he don't know if he wants to be on the side of the fans or against the fans. He don't know if he likes them or don't like them. I mean, he changed his mind like most of us change underwear. But I'm hoping that at someday, he'll find his path and I guess quit listening to her. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Carson. I do. She's done great backstage stuff. She's really got in there and done some great interviews, and she's brought a lot to the show. But I really feel like she just needs to leave home at home. You know?
I think taking out the Carson equation, I think he has a very smart woman in his corner and a very smart woman who has made him understand the repercussions that would happen in his career if he stuck with Seth Clayton Burns. No, no championship won in those underhanded ways is a title you can keep hold of. That's not a title like like some people who've had their titles for over a year and a half. Like you don't stay a winner if all you do is win matches underhandedly. That time will, time will tell with him, but I really think it's a smart decision if he's just kind of stepping back, kind of reevaluating his career choices. I mean, it just things don't work out when you stay with somebody like Seth Clayton Burns.
And I find it odd that you say that, considering that the man you're married to has had more belts around his waist than a country music boot scoop boogie contest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that man has had some belts, lots of them.
Well, yeah, all but
Was he
one.
always the nicest person on the block to get them? No, he was not, because there was plenty of times I was there to help him keep them. So, but maybe it's a different time. I don't know.
I think making a comparison between Mickey Fulp and Brian Danzig is that's a false analogy. They're two different people with two different out outlooks on life, and you can't compare the two. Like, um, you know, Brian Danzig did it all on his own, mostly, I guess. No,
But it would
okay,
be
Brian
cool if I
shaking
would
his head.
disagree
I'm
with you.
trying
I
to
tell
put a
them to shut
positive.
up too.
I'm trying to put a positive spin on this. Brian shakes his head no. Okay, so no, he didn't. He did always have help, but things always. I mean, a lot of bad things happen because you were underhanded. I mean, Brian shaking his head again. He's trying to stay out of this because he is a neutral party.
I
Brian
know.
Danzig has decided to be a neutral party and to just focus on the announcing and the commentary. So Brian Danzig is retired from controversy. So, but Brian Danzig also had a strong woman come into his life and help him make a lot of changes. So, it's a good thing to have a strong woman in your life.
Especially if she can swing a chair, right?
That didn't always work out well for me either. Like those things, I don't know.
Imagine
Okay,
what Mickey could do if he could teach Carson to swing a chair.
I don't think Seth wants that to happen.
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't get into Seth and Mickey's business, but I feel like just from talking to Seth, I feel like that when we get started back up, there's going to be friction. I'm not sure if Mickey's going to stick with us. I'm not sure that he was very upset with Seth when the season ended last year. So I don't know how it's going to go when we start. Maybe Mickey's had these last couple months to sit and think and get his head on straight, and realize that the best thing that ever happened to him was Seth Clayton Burns. That turned his life around.
Well, I mean, yes, maybe you could say that he was on a trajectory to become a champion. But then sometimes you step back and you think about the things that are important, like, you know, um, family, integrity. I mean, sometimes you step back and you're like, maybe I don't like the person that I'm becoming. And so there's nothing wrong with growing and changing.
Okay, well, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I mean, I guess Mickey, because we have seen Mickey grow and change a lot in the last few years that he's been here in AIW Mid Atlantic. I mean, when he just went from that little scrawny kid that come in and got beat up by TR Superstar, all the way up to he's a former world champion, world cruiserweight champion. He has been there. And I think that he could be there again someday if he would, just listen to the right people. But I don't know where he's. Like you said, he is in limbo. When we ended the season last year, him and Seth were on bad terms. We'll see what happens when we come back when it starts. I'm sure I think they're both supposed to be at the anniversary show on March 1st and or 2nd. And then I think it's April 5th that the Mid Atlantic comes back for their regular tapings and everything. I mean, in Mount Airy, and I know Mickey's going to be on the cards there. He may even show up in Ivanhoe. I'm not really sure,
I
but
mean, I will agree with you. Mickey is kind of a wild card. He's not always easy to read, so I will begrudgingly agree with sometimes you don't know which Mickey you're going to get.
right.
But so I think it'll be interesting. I mean, maybe he had time to. I mean, maybe he's doing the complete opposite of what I think, and he's just sitting and kind of, thinking about mulling over what Seth's plan is for him, and then he's going to have a change of heart, and he's going to come back and he's going to do all of Seth Clayton Burns' bidding. So we'll see.
I am a little concerned though that since November and we're in January now, it's we're doing the taping of this on January 22nd, so that's almost 2 months. No, he was not at season's beatings, so it's been almost 3 months since Mickey Fulp has been at to an AIWF Mid Atlantic show. So what kind of concerns me is that he's had all this time with Carson in his ear. And I'm afraid, just hear me out. Just hear me out. I'm afraid that, because listen, I will admit that Carson Knightley is a very nice person. She's super sweet. She's very intelligent, and she's got a good head on her shoulders. But I'm afraid that she's going to interject some things into Mickey over their time together. I mean, I've seen them on Facebook going to like family get-togethers and vacations and I don't know, trips to here and just all this family stuff that I'm afraid is going to make the boy soft. I'm afraid he's going to turn into a softy man. And he's not going to have that aggression and that go power and I'm always afraid that that I don't know. It's his business. He can do what he wants to.
I mean, not everybody likes to cause problems for their family or fight with their family in public or or attack their family in public or
Oh, you mean like Ty Tyson attacked me?
I think the evidence shows that was an accident. He accidentally knocked me down too. It's, when you're in that zone, when somebody comes at you, your first instinct is to protect yourself. And so, an accident is a lot different than, purposely going after a family member. But hey, to each their own.
To each their own. So let's just say that we'll see what happens with Mickey Fulp when we get season 33 started here in the next few weeks. And just stay tuned. And I'm sure we'll talk more about Mickey, and maybe we'll have him come on. And because we did discuss having guests on here at some point. We got to get our footings first and get this thing off and running. And I got to figure out how to start these Zoom meetings. Lord, I have so much trouble with that, but I'll get it. I always do. But we'll see what happens with Mickey in the next few weeks or whatever. And if you don't get to see it on the network on the Mid Atlantic episodes, you can keep up with it right here on the breakdown. So, what else you want to talk about? Justin Flash?
I mean, yeah, he's coming off a very successful year.
About Justin Flash. You kicked that one off.
Well, I mean, Justin Flash had a very successful year. Last year, I don't know the particular date because I can't remember because my brain is bad. But I sat down, we crunched the numbers, and it looks like he has retained that championship and held it for over a year and a half now. So yes. That is quite the feat. That is quite the accomplishment. I mean, that's great success considering the type of opponents that have been thrown at him over the last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shows. He's always able to come out on top. He's one of the best champions that I think we've had in the AIWF. And so he's a fighting champion, which is, fantastic. And I'm just excited to see what his future holds and the matches that he's going to have. And hopefully, some of them will be a little more fair. But that's the one thing about Justin Flash is he attacks the match no matter who he's against, what they look like, or how big they are.
Well, I agree with you on most points. I do kind of question the year and a half thing you was talking about, because are you just going to ignore the several months Corey Edsel had the belt?
That is semantics. He didn't have the belt. He was in possession of the belt.
Well, possession is 9/10 of the law.
I don't think that's the law anymore. I think it's on ownership, and it's possessing is a lot different. And I don't remember, even if Corey Edsel had the belt, I don't think he ever tried to put it on the line in his own match. So he just got it like a troll and just ran away with it. So,
all right, for argument's sake, let's just say Justin Flash has been the champion for a year and a half. Technically champion for a year and a half. Don't you think it's, I mean, I feel like maybe the fans want to see somebody else as champion.
I don't. Justin Flash is one of the most popular and loved wrestler in the AIWF right now. So I think the crowd loves to see him. He brings excitement. That makes no sense. Apparently, since you're back there stuck in your corner with Seth Clayton Burns, you don't know how a crowd responds to Justin Flash. So,
well, you have to admit, whoa, them cats,
stop, man.
You have to admit, though, he's got to be getting tired. I mean, he's had a few months off to rest, but he did do some shows for Pure Pro over the winter. But he's got to be getting tired. I mean, he had an onslaught of people like Mecha Mercenary, Soul Taker, Sean Cruz. I mean, he just had some top-notch talent coming at him. He's got to be getting tired. He's not a spring chicken anymore like he used to be. And that coming off that top rope is going to take a toll on his body. I don't know how much longer he can hold on to that title.
I mean, we'll just see. I mean, everybody's reign comes to an end. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it doesn't come to an end. But, I mean, I can't imagine that somebody like Justin Flash would get tired. I mean, he not only wrestles, and he also plays softball. He's a very active person. And yes, like I said, we all are getting older, and those bumps probably do hurt a little bit more. But it's really about your frame of mind and your state of mind. And I don't see Justin Flash slowing down anytime soon.
No. All I can say is good luck, Justin Flash. We will see how well you do in season 33 of AIWF Mid-Atlantic.
That sounds like a threat. That sounds like a threat. That sounds underhanded.
I don't know nothing. Personally, I think change is good when it comes to champions. You know, not everybody wants to see the same guy defending the belt every night. But then again, they do get on their feet when Justin Flash comes out. I will give him credit for that.
It would be different if he just didn't have the ability also. He's one of the best pound for pound wrestlers that I've seen before. And, we'll just have to see. It's a new year.
I will give Justin Flash a lot of credit. He is a very good technical wrestler. He is one of the top talents ever in the AIWF. And he's been around, I think, 2005, 2006. So he's pushing like 20 years in the AIWF. He's been around for like 20 years. I mean, there was a little time he took some time off, but technically he has been with the company for 20 years. He's held every title you can think of, from the world title to the tag titles to you name it, he's held it. So if there is anybody out there, let's just, for argument's sake, say there's somebody out there that could really represent the Mid-Atlantic, it would be Justin Flash. So
I agree. He's also I mean, he's always had a good heart. He's never been a flip flopper. Like he's always been a really good hearted person. So I like Justin Flash. I always have. I also think he's cute. So that's another thing that works in his favor. So, I think there's a video out there somewhere of me licking his face in the early 2000s. So
I remember that. There's an interesting video debuted about 30 minutes ago on AIWF Network from Bassett, Virginia. Jackie Anderson wrestled the Double J Phantom.
Oh, wow.
I could feel Brian smiling from here.
He is, yep.
and it was the dark one. Remember, there were two. They changed colors overnight.
Please, that's the.
I mean, it's the truth.
Okay, I was not around for those. Well, I was not. The Phantoms were before me and my friends came, so I'll have to check that out. I've heard lots of great stories. I've seen some clips, but I'll have to check that one out because I'd like to see that. So
yeah, this was the first Double J Phantom, as Brian can attest to. There was multiple Phantoms; they were everywhere. But it was a good match. Like I said, I like the classic stuff. I miss the classic stuff from back in the day. And I think we're going to try to get some more classic stuff on the network in the future. So that would be really nice. So, but anyway, check it out. Debuted at about 30 minutes ago, January the 22nd, 2025, on AIWF Network on YouTube. So, what are you expecting from the anniversary show this year?
It's always a great show. It's nice to bring in some people from around the country and possibly other countries, and showcase their talent. It's sometimes, like, if you're just coming to Mount Airy, you don't always think about how big the AIWF is. So I mean, our global reach is huge right now, and I think it's always exciting to see who comes in and the different belts. It's also nice to look at the different belts. I mean, we have a nice variety of really good looking belts, and I know that seems like a silly thing to like, but I love looking at belts. And so it's fun, and hopefully we get to actually have the 2 nights this year, and the
we'll have no
power lines don't catch on fire.
Speaking of belts, and I know this is a Mid-Atlantic breakdown, but we are an AIWF affiliate, so we can touch on some stuff outside the Mid-Atlantic. They are getting ready. I think they're getting ready to, or already have had, a tournament for the new All Asia title in the AIWF. So that's something that's going to be, because they wasn't too long ago they did a Mexican the Lucha title. Now they're doing an All Asia title. I think the tournament's going to be in Japan. And I hope maybe we'll get to see it on the new AIWF Around the Globe show that's coming out. So
yeah, that's fantastic. It's a lot of good wrestling to catch, and the network makes it really easy,
yes,
to keep up with not only Mid-Atlantic, but all the other affiliates and things like that. So it's really good to check out that network. You get to know, especially maybe check it out before the anniversary show, and see if you can find some of these matches with these champions and stuff, and get ready. But it's always a great show. It's really fun, and it's enjoyable. And I think the fans really like it. So
that's good. All right, Reagan. Listen, I know we babble a lot right now. But it's just our second episode, and when the Mid-Atlantic starts taping again and we start having our regular shows back on Tuesday nights, we'll have more to talk about. But in the meantime, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up, because We've been going 30 minutes now.
Oh wow,
Believe it or not.
I know it went by fast this time. I felt like the first one we were struggling. I think
Well,
we're
we'll get better. I promise everybody out there, we'll get better as time goes by and as we have more and more information. Right now, we're just kind of talking about what happened at the end of last season, trying to speculate what's going to happen at the beginning of this season, which, like I said, we'll start with our shows at the ICW in February, as soon as they get that date worked out, and then another ICW joint show in March, and then in April, 1st of April, we'll start with our Mid Atlantic tapings back in Mount Airy. But don't forget the Mount Airy, the AIWF 33rd anniversary show on March 1st and 2nd in Mount Airy. Tickets are $10 for the floor, $5 for the bleachers. I'm pretty sure they'll have I think they got a dollar discount or something if you buy both nights. But all over the country, wrestlers are going to be coming from all over the country for this, and there's going to be a lot of good stuff because they're talking about meetings and stuff that we're going to be having for the future of the AIWF, and I'm sure the Mid Atlantic will be a big part of that. So, and until then, AIWF Mid Atlantic, you can go back and rewatch episodes. We should start having some back up soon. So be sure to catch those on the AIWF Network on YouTube. Just Google AIWF Network on YouTube and subscribe and let us know what you think. So, in the meantime, Reagan, I guess we can wrap it up for this week.
yep,
And you be thinking about what you want to talk about next week. How's that?
sounds good.
All right. Good night,
All right,
everybody. Good night, Reagan.
night.